Hey y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time. We are back. Season 2 of Nights with Rose. What's going on?
Hello.
Yay! Hey Queen.
Hey.
Yes. I'm super excited, y'all. Y'all know I get super excited, okay? Super excited.
Oh, let me get my camera together. All right, there we go.
How are you today? I hope your day is going well.
I've been tired. It's been busy.
I got you. You look so beautiful.
Thank you. You know, I got to get cute for the live, you feel me? And I'm taking this right off.
Look, it's the right off for me. Well, Kimberly, I'm so glad that you were able to join us tonight. We're going to start off. It is a little after 8, so we'll go ahead and start off. I'll let you kind of like introduce yourself, tell the people who you are, and like what it is that you do.
Okay. So my name is Kimberly Lori King. I really don't like people calling me Kimberly. You can call me Kim. And I go by the name NerdyDope Artist. Don't ask me why I have that name. It was just something fun and funky that kind of went with me. Uh-oh. Hold on one second.
All over the wall for me.
I know. Matter of fact, I might as well show it. I was trying to be professional and show it. I might as well show the background. But anyway, for me, it is more so, I don't want to just be an artist. I want to be anything that has to deal with art. So I say visual artist professionally, but at the same time, I still want to be considered a fashion designer. I still want to be a content creator because I do videos showing my work and what I do for a living. And the fact that I can actually say that I professionally do this for a living, I don't have a side income. Well, I do have side hustles, but I don't work anymore. Like, this is full time. This is what I do. This is what I love. And yeah, I mean, I paint on canvases, I paint on wood, I paint birdhouses, shoes, clothes, like whatever you can name, I'm trying to be a part of that creation. So yeah, that's basically what I do. That's what I am. And of course I do hair. I do my own hair. I do everybody else's hair.
Okay, multi-talented.
Yes, ma'am.
Play with her, period. I love it. So Kimmy, tell us about kind of like, you know, what inspired you to become an artist and how did you get started into all of this?
Well, it kind of like, it's more so in depth in the family. My great grandfather, who is no longer here, God rest his soul, he was an artist growing up, and my mother saw that and she started getting into drawing. Unfortunately, they didn't pursue it as a full career. I was the only one in my family that really wanted to dig deep into being an artist and seeing where it can go professionally. I did not go to school for art. I just learned how to do different things that I like to do along the way, learning different artist techniques and even just following artists that I admire. So I've always drawn in school, never paid attention in class, but I was a good student, drawing cartoons. I was in the anime. So a lot of people that know me now that see me doing anime, trust me, I've been doing that since I was in elementary school, just drawing portraits, pictures, coloring, just doing everything artistic in the cartoon world. I just love cartoons. I love that type of stuff. So that kind of drew me into more in depth with art, portraits, pictures, just anything you can name. I was trying to get into it.
So you said you never went to school for it. You just kind of started like dibbling and dabbling in it a little bit and just got into your own creative zone with it. So how was that for you? Like, because, you know, I try to draw too and I'm not successful. Right? I'm just not good at it. So
but you can be. Like, listen, I'll put it this way. I believe anybody can be an artist. There are so many artists out here that you would look at their work and be like, they're getting paid how much to create that? Like, I've seen a man duct tape a banana on the wall and it's considered art. So I never want anybody to put it past them that they can't create something. Like, we all are creative of God, and God created, so I know he created us to create things as well. And I feel like for me, sorry about the AC, it's kind of loud, but I feel like for me, it just took my eyes, just seeing everything around me and being able to imitate that and then kind of interpret it or filter it in a way of how I see things. Like, even my art, how I create portraits in the eyes, like the eyes, if people notice, I draw them bigger than what they would normally be because I feel like I have big eyes. I'm subconscious about my eyes, and my glasses don't make them seem as big, but I feel like parts of me are put into the work that I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. But
No, you're good. My daughter kept
overall, I
talking.
just uh but overall, I just feel like as far as how I became an artist, it was just more so being observant, seeing how my mother used to draw. She used to just take family photos and look at them and then create. Simple as that. Same thing as me. I used to look at family portraits and see if I can imitate the drawing, or even trying to draw myself, trying to draw images of cartoons on television, looking in magazines and practicing, can I imitate this image and can I make it my own way to give my own creative feel to it? And I've been doing that ever since.
Wow. So you said it was passed down through the family. Your mother drew, your
Hmm.
grandfather drew, like all these different people drew. And you just kind of like
Hmm.
sit back. You're like, hey, I want to see if I can draw this image. And you just try to kind of like imitate it. So that's how
Hmm.
you kind of like start your creative process.
Just
So
basically practicing, yes.
what type of art is like your favorite type of art? What kind of art like stands out to you?
Ah, it's so many. Like I used to be called Miss Picasso in school, like growing up in middle school, high school, and stuff like that, because everybody knew me for drawing like posters for events, or even when I went to college, like I was the artist of creating a flyer in our dorm room. So just little things like that made me feel like, you know what, because I love these artists like Picasso, because I love Georgia O'Keeffe drawing flowers and just things that really show a lot of detail. I love a lot of detail and I love a lot of color. So majority of the artists that, display that type of work, especially cubism, drawing paintings with no curves, just something that'll really stand out, I love. So I really don't have a specific artist that I love, but I know the one that really connect me a lot to is Kehinde Wiley. And he actually did the portrait for Obama that's in the White House. And I love how he takes a basic portrait of a person or a figure, and his background is just amazing patterns that he's created himself to really make the piece pop. And I feel like that's what I do with my work, but I have my own design and my own creation to make my own images and pieces pop as well.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Hmm.
That's really dope. So what do you do when you kind of like are going through creative block, right? Like sometimes artists go through these spaces
Ooh,
where they don't really know how to create. They kind of get stuck. So how do you kind of get out of that? And what is that process like for you?
ah, and I feel like I'm going through that now. And sorry to get graphic. I don't know how PG this is going to be, but
Man,
look, women
it's
go through
nice.
those days.
Everything goes here. Everything goes.
Like women, we go through those days. So that is another factor of like I can push through sometimes. Like if I have, a client work that I have to get done, I'm gonna push through. But there are days where I just don't feel like doing nothing. And this week has been that time frame where it's not necessarily artist block because I'm still working on some shoes that I'm painting now, but I still don't feel like doing anything. Sometimes it's just so you've been grinding and working so hard, you kind of your body's catching up to that. You want to take a break. So to really get through that, it's just really recognizing what is keeping me from working, what is keeping me from getting this together. Oh my God. Hey, you need a guy. That's
Yes.
one of my
He is
friends.
fine, right? Yes.
And he already know I'm single. Leave me alone. But yeah.
No,
So
wait,
for
not
me,
not nice with Rose putting dating connections together now.
and here go Max now. Get your friend. But yeah, for me to get through this, it's recognizing what's wrong with me. How long? When was the last time I actually pampered myself? Because I can do my hair just to be presentable for these art events, but am I really sitting and taking a whole day to pamper myself, doing my own nails, or even going to the nail salon if I actually feel like dealing with people? But just really taking a break, enjoying a glass of wine, just watching my favorite shows and relaxing because self care is most important with being an entrepreneur. I feel like I'm working way more hours than I would at my own job, which that's how it should be because I'm working for myself. So I should put in my all when it comes to my business and what I do for a living. So at the end of the day, I would tell people just really take care of yourself first so you can continue to move forward working hard with the things that you're doing, especially if you're working towards your business.
Yes, come on, entrepreneur. Period. Don't play with her. So you said some really good things, Kim, and I think a lot of times that's what people don't realize is you just got to keep going and just got to push through, right? Nothing is easy, and especially the things that you want, it comes with a lot. It
Mm-hmm.
comes with a lot of weight. It gets heavy sometimes, right? So how do
Mm-hmm.
you said right now you have pieces that you're working on and you don't really go through like the creative block most of the times, but it's more so just pushing through. So how do you stay consistent?
Well, first, I literally, like, where's my book? I have like little notepads. I have hundreds of notepads everywhere of to-do lists, things that I can do, writing down different things I need to get done. Um, any idea that I have a notebook by my bed sometimes. Like in the middle of the night, I might have an instant idea. Ooh, I can do this tomorrow. So at least keeping up with ideas so I'll know I won't have to be searching and scrambling looking for something to do because it's hard to be an artist and you got to do your business side and then you have to create content to be seen on social media. And it is frustrating as an artist because all I want to do is focus on creating. I don't want to focus on, all this other stuff and editing videos, which has become easier for me but it's still a pain. But being able to at least have like a game plan, at least have like a checklist of things. Okay, I bought a pair of slides and I want to paint those slides, so I'm going to set up a time of day where I'm going to create a video painting those slides. So not only am I getting some artwork done, but and now I actually have content to go with that. So that's kind of like my process. Sometimes it's random, sometimes it's actually orchestrated and planned. But I just go with the flow. I mean, I have a whole day to really create and do what I want to do. So there's really no limit to what I can do.
I like it. I like it. I like it. So if there was a piece of art or something that you could recreate or do, what would it be?
Mm-hmm. It can be like commissions. It could be anything. I don't know. Oh, and he's in the chat right now. I sold somebody a Boondocks painting, and I want it back. Because there are times where I'll create. There's a lot of paintings I've never shown to the world. There's a lot of paintings that I've never, wanted to share to anybody that's close to me outside of social media. Because when you create certain things as an artist, especially for me, I really grow close to those pieces. And people say, "Oh, that's being selfish. You want to," yeah, but I'm still the artist. I can do what I want to do with what I've created. And I feel like at the same time, there are times I don't want to let things go, but I know this is my business and I have to make money. Bills have to be paid. And Mr. Uni, the guy, has a painting I sold to him recently of the Boondocks. And I love cartoons, like I told you. And when I actually paint it, and then I'd be like, dang, I want it back now. Like, so as far as that, I'm definitely going to redo another one of those as far as Boondocks. So that's probably one of the biggest paintings or any anime cartoon related type piece I would love to keep
I
or
love it.
recreate.
I love it. Now you have some pieces on the wall back there that you were trying to hide from us, right?
I sure was. Because
I want,
they're
I want to
old.
see
Like,
the piece. But we love it. We here. We want to see what you do. We want to see how your art works. Like some of these people are new. Some of these people don't know you. Some of these people don't know what you do. We want to show. Can you show us like maybe a couple things on a wall, or just show us something that you do and show your art off just a little bit?
Well, I don't want to get up too much, but as far as most of these pieces, a lot of I have LeBron James in the corner. The lady with the locks, that's actually one of my art friends in Charlotte that I met at literally one of my first art events in Charlotte. And I wanted to create a piece of her. So I took, like I said, I take a lot of images of just regular portraits of people and just make it completely different, almost like in like a different universe per se. And I just love creating something different. I'm not really trying to be a realism artist. I'm not trying to make it look exactly like, the person in the picture. I still want you to resemble that person, say, okay, I think that's Jay-Z, or that looks like DMX, or so on and so forth. But I still want to kind of add a little pop to my work to really make it mine. So, and then also lately, I love to paint on portraits, but I love making bags. So I've been painting purses. I know a couple people were asking about these shoes, but they're not their size. So I've been painting slides and things like that. I love painting on clothes, and it's actually quicker for me to create a lot because I do have a website now. So I want to create pieces in abundance. A lot of people either can't afford the artwork, or they're not really the type of person that hang artwork on their wall or care about home decor. So why not make art on clothes? And these are the shoes that I'm working on now. Usually I'm thrift shopping. I love the thrift. For people that know me, I'm always in a thrift shop trying to find things that I can recreate, even furniture. Like I'm going to be painting on another chair soon. And I just love to just make something so boring and plain really jump out at you and still put my, signature touch to it.
I love that. That's so dope. So let me ask you this.
Hmm.
When it comes to your art, right? What do you want people to see when they see your art?
I don't know because I've had so many conversations with other artists about people trying to dissect my pieces to the point where it's like so deep. Not all of my pieces are deep or have like a deeper meaning. Sometimes it was just something at the time where it was in my mind and I wanted to create it. Sometimes it's even pieces from my dreams or even like the short naps that I might take during the day and I have those epiphanies or, what's the other word? Lord. It starts with a D. I can't think of it right now. But when you have those images and when you see it again, you have to create it. It's just stuck in your mind. And sometimes I feel like those images are something that is telling me something, not necessarily I created to tell the world something. So it's just weird. Like my work is kind of all over the place. Like I don't think any artist always has some type of base meaning to every single piece of their work. They may have a main focus, and usually my main focus is just color. My main focus is a lot of spirituality as of now. So I have a lot of things with the third eye. I have a lot of things where I'm like projecting some type of energy and aura behind the image in the painting to really jump out at you and make you think like, dang, this is what Kim sees this person as, and this is the type of energy is around this person. So it's kind of telling the story of who this person is. Like, damn, like they must be a dope person to have this type of aura or energy surrounding them. So that's kind of how my work, in some ways, more than some, are supposed to portray.
Listen, because everything you do is fire. I saw
Thank
you do the
you.
Gypsy piece. I said the girl has talent. I saw you do the sneakers. I said I want a pair of sneakers done. Like nothing that you have done, I have not been in love with. So I want to give you your flowers tonight. I created this platform to give people their flowers and to have people come on and really show off who they are because, unless you're like a big star, big celebrity, sometimes the best gems may get overlooked, right? So I want to give you your flowers
Always.
tonight, Queen, because you're out here doing your thing,
Thank you.
working hard, and it's not going unnoticed. And I appreciate your love for art and everything that you're doing. So I want to thank you personally for just staying
Oh,
consistent and doing the work because I know sometimes it gets tough and sometimes it gets
yes,
hard.
Lord.
Sometimes we want to quit, but you keep going and you just keep shining, and I love and respect that. So we're going to definitely do some things. Like I want you to create a piece for me. Like I'm feeling like, I want something done. So I'll connect with you with
I
that
got you.
and we'll make that happen. But you recently talked about, like you talked about earlier, tapping into like art shows and things like that. You recently had like an art gallery or was in like an art gallery. Tell me about
Mm.
that experience and what was that like for you?
I'm not even gonna lie to you, and no shade to the gallery that reached out to me about my pieces, but because we're living in an era where everything's online, I really didn't feel too fond of a gallery scene because it's kind of boring to me. Sometimes I feel like I need a gallery scene where there's still other things going on, like spoken word, some type of performances to kind of keep people in the space and still have something to view while they're in that space. But overall, the gallery experience was pretty dope because they did have other things going on that day. And I did a little bit of shopping. I mingled with other artists. I actually do have video of the artwork of the other artists there, and I think it doesn't end until the end of September. So if anybody is interested in going to Sugar Hill, if they're in Georgia, the artwork is still there to be seen and to purchase. But overall, it was a good experience. But I see why a lot of artists don't do galleries, because most galleries do take a chunk of what you sell from your pieces. So I see why it's better to kind of do it yourself from online, but it is a great experience for people to see your work close up, to actually feel your piece, to actually see the details close up, because online it's a lot of fakes. It's a lot of people pretending on here. So it's good to actually see the artwork like face to face to really feel what the artist is trying to convey to you.
So you're saying the art gallery wasn't given the Mercedes experience on P-Valley?
I mean, it was a small town, so don't get me wrong. Maybe it was their first time doing this, but I'm just not fond of the scene, period, because I feel like I need something else to kind of keep me entertained and to keep me, you know, happy to be there in a way. But we were painting outside, which was pretty good. Like, it was a couple of us, you know, doing like, you know, freestyle art. And a lot of people were walking by seeing us create, which was a pretty good thing. But it just took me time to really mingle with everybody and get to know everybody, because I'm not going to say I'm not a people person, but I'm very introverted. And I don't like really like forcing myself to speak with people. Sometimes I have to gradually kind of connect with you and see, okay, what type of person you are, because there's a lot of assholes out here, and a lot of people are feeling themselves. And I don't mind speaking to people, chopping it up with people, you know, asking questions about their art, what mediums did they use, but not everybody is the same way. Some people just want to get in, get out, and keep it moving, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? I would do the same, but everybody not built the same when it comes to art and, you know, connecting in a community setting. But overall, I can do another art gallery thing. If they ask me to drop off more pieces and to do this, I would. But as far as like kind of hanging out, probably not. That's just me. No shade to them. I love Sugar Hill Gallery. They're pretty dope. The lady Nicole that reached out to me, she's really nice. But the scene for me isn't, you know, like you said, it isn't giving.
It isn't giving what it's supposed to get. But you know what?
No,
the thing I've learned about people are, you know, everybody has their perception on things, right? And sometimes people may come off like, oh my God, she looks like she's mean, but then they're really not mean. Or some people may be like you, they're sitting observing, trying to figure things out just as well as everybody else, right? So I know when it comes to art and when it comes to you and what you're doing, I feel like every time you go in the room, you got to steal the show. You know, every time you got to go in the room, you got to stand in the room.
And I do.
You are. It doesn't matter what anybody else feels or thinks. As long as you know who you are and you know why you're there, you winning. Right? Because sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes it takes for you to bring out the best in the people around you. And I've learned that working in management and developing people and doing coaching, sometimes it takes you. So you have to be the beacon of light to come in the room and shine and get everybody's energy where it needs to be. All right. So that's your
job. But sometimes, but when you're saying that, I'm thinking about how, I think I had a conversation with my friend, but sometimes you can be that beacon, but positivity attracts a lot of negativity. And just being a human, you're going to sometimes absorb that negative energy sometimes, and it starts to dim your light, because some people don't like you being that bright or that big around you, and it makes them feel little. So they want to kind of dim down that light that you are projecting when you walk in the room. Like, I don't always dress cute when I go out, because sometimes when I'm running errands, when I'm going to check my P.O. box to get supplies, or even running around to get things that I need for a project or a commission, like I might wear, you know, my Adidas pants, T-shirt, my slides, and I keep it moving. I still may get issues because for some reason women, I don't know what's wrong with females. It's just you can't go nowhere just minding your business. It's always going to be some type of trouble. So just dealing with that makes you feel sometimes like, damn, am I doing something wrong? Or am I treating people a certain way? I'm just out here minding my business, hustling, grinding, doing what I need to do. But I try not to let that dim me. Sometimes it does affect me in a way, especially people that are very close to me, because I've had friends that made me feel like getting money is a bad thing, or quote unquote chasing the bag is a bad thing, and it's not. We're living in an economy where you have to keep money in your bank account so you can survive, and you have family members and people that depend on you to get through life. So of course I'm going to be chasing that bag when it comes to my family and taking care of people that I love, because there's a lot of people that don't have the mindset, the energy, or just overall, the drive to really go get that bread so they can take care of themselves and their family. So I'm happy to say that I'm that type of person that's a go-getter, and I'm not going to let nobody stop me from, pursuing my dreams or my goals, because they're not in the right mindset to do so as well.
So I got a little bit of rebuttal against that, right? Because you said the number one thing. The number one thing is mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
It all starts from a mindset. But even with that being said, you still have to show up for who you are. I get the same thing. I go around places, my energy is great. I'm always bubbly. I'm happy. And a lot of times people can't take it. But just because you can't take it don't mean I have to change who I am. That means something in your spirit ain't right. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So I'm going to show up every day as the person I am. I'm coming full throttle because I know what's for me is for me, regardless of if you're there or not. So don't ever let nobody dim your light. And when I say that with conviction, because I've been there. I go in jobs, I get this, I get that. I'm always at the top of the game. And not even because I choose to be, but that's just because it's in me. So when it's not on you, when it's in you, some people going to hate that. But that can't stop who you are. That just means that you're great. When you have something inside of you that's so amazing and people just don't like you for no reason, baby, you're great. You're right where you need to be. Don't stop. Keep going. That's when you go even harder, right? That's when you go
always do. I be like, it's the reason why I'm getting all this. Of course.
That's
that is a drive. That does juice me. Yeah, that juice me a lot. Like, oh, okay, it's a problem. I ain't even do nothing to you. I'm out here getting it. Like, what's up? And it's time to do something else and raise the bar.
And I'm still showing up. And every day that God gives me breath and give me life, I'm still going to be here.
And I'm proud of you too, because you've been doing your thing. Like, I know everybody's going through something. Like, I lost my grandmother last month. It's always something that's going to kind of bring you down just a little bit, because you have to really process it. But things that we've been through, like the fact that you can just start a new season with me, thank you so much, and keep it moving. Like, people be waiting for you to like, oh, I haven't seen them in a while. Just because I don't post, or just because you haven't did a pod yet, doesn't mean that we're giving up. We have to, take a step back and, collect ourselves and then keep it moving. And then we can start back up again, even stronger and better. But just because you don't see me sometimes, trust me, I'm still working on my business. I'm still working on myself. I'm still loving myself, taking care of myself, enjoying my family, enjoying my loved ones. So I have to do that so I can get back up and start again. Because the next time you see me, you're going to be like, damn, Kim doing this already? Like, I ain't seen her in a minute and now she doing this? Of course.
Exactly.
Of course. Because I'm not going to stop.
Our condolences to your grandma. And that's what it is. Sometimes you do have to sit back and reset and recharge. Sometimes you have to do that. But the number one thing is never giving up, never quit.
Right.
I be on this live with one person. I'm not stopping. And because I understand what my why is. My why is so strong that nothing and nobody is getting in the way of my dreams and my goals. I know what I'm worth, and I know what I'm destined to do, and I know what my purpose is, and my purpose is to pour into the people and show up for the people and be here for the people. So when you kind of know what you're doing for, nothing and nobody can get in the way. And that's why I'm telling you, keep showing up, because I see you. So if I see you, other people see you. There's a lot of people. Some people ain't going to like the post. Some people ain't going to comment.
Yeah, but they see it, though. People see it, but they don't have to say nothing to me, because I know what I'm doing for me. I know I'm getting, I know I'm grinding, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to be a better version of myself. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Do I want customers? Do I need people to kind of help me out and show, because it's hard to really be visible on social media without paying for marketing. But every now and then I need a little bit of help, boost it. But if I don't get that, I'm still going to keep creating. I'm still going to keep working. I'm still going to be thinking of ideas of how to better my business. So with or without anybody, rocking with me, I'm still going to love myself unconditionally in order to move forward with the things that I'm doing.
And the thing about that too, Kim, a lot of times, you attract your vibe attracts your tribe. So you keep showing up. The
Mm-hmm.
people that are supposed to be there are gonna come. It kind of just starts to happen naturally, but you just gotta, like we said, with being a content creator and doing that, all of that stuff requires consistency.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I think for me, that's one of the toughest things. Just always being to posting and always, it's like you got so many things going on. Like you really need a team. Like you really need somebody who you can just have to do this and do that, but you still just show up.
Right.
Because one thing for sure and two things for certain is when you put that energy out there and you work hard at it, it all starts to kind of fall together.
Of course.
You just continue to be consistent. So with that being said, I want to ask you this. If there was one thing that you could say to yourself as the artist, what would it be?
Shoot, that's almost the way you ask that question almost feels like what I would say to myself, my inner self. Because as an artist, I feel like me being an artist is all Kim, like who I am personality wise, how I speak, how I joke around with people. I just feel like, especially in this day and age, just to stay original. Stop feeling like you have to merge into a different lane with your creativity in order to fit in, or merge into a certain lane with clothing or fashion or how you even, look just to be accepted. I love being different. I love standing out. And I know it's weird to say, but I kind of love being not included sometimes, because that kind of shows that I don't blend well with everybody, and that is okay. I can speak to everybody. I can have conversations with anybody, but because my mindset is different, there's only a select few people that I can really talk to and have certain conversations with that really vibe on the level that I am. And like you said, it shows the type of tribe that I'm starting to gravitate towards, and that's gravitating towards me. So being original, like 100% is the best thing I can tell myself as the artist Kim, like the artist self. And I love that about me. And I'm not going to change to please an audience or people that want to tell me how I should create my art. So, yeah, that's about it. Like, just being original, because it's hard to be original with so many fakes out in the world. There's so many people trying to be somebody else, and not everybody's starting to look alike. So, that's what I don't want to do, is blend in.
I like it. I like it. You said something really, really important that I think is important. Stay original. I like that. Stay original.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to stand out in the crowd. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be authentically you, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what really starts to attract the people, and what really starts to gravitate the right people to you, because you're showing up as you.
Yes.
And people are going to like you for you. I like you. I appreciate you. And you have been so, 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 so amazing. I want to highlight one artist that I want to highlight this week, y'all, outside of Kim, and shout out to Serena Williams. Okay, Queen has been doing her thing,
Oh,
Black Girl Magic. So you can talk a little
and I
bit
was
about
going to
it.
draw
Black Girl
her.
Magic is at its all-time high, and I'm just so
Listen.
excited for us.
Listen, and I'm actually going to draw her soon. I was saying to myself, I have to do like a dope collage of her growing up, just seeing her in the beginning, because I was actually wanting to be a tennis player because of her. I think any black girl wanted to be her, wearing the beads, the braids. And I was like, you know what? I have to pay homage to her and create some type of artwork for her. So that is definitely coming soon. Once I finish some stuff and get it out the way, I'm really going to pay homage to her and create a piece for Serena, because she really deserves that. And yeah, that's just a long story. I just love seeing our women doing the damn thing and tearing it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me
Yeah.
comments a little bit, because I was kind of neglecting the comments a little bit. Max talk about she dropping subliminals. Who's she dropping subliminals to? Max
He
funny.
only trying to start trouble because we did him like that last time, me and Dwayne. But it's cool.
He
It's
like,
cool.
what? She's so beautiful. She is beautiful. Definitely people showing you love in the comments, and that's what I love. I like it. So tell the people where they can find you. How can they get your art? And if they want like custom pieces and things like that, how can they reach you?
I believe a good bit of people already know like know me personally. So most of everything that I have is linked on my link tree on my Instagram page at NerdyDope Artist. Or you can go directly to my website, www.nerdydopeartist.com. I also have a link to email me because sometimes I may not answer my phone, but I will check my email. I check my emails all the time. So, yeah, like you can even inbox me. You don't necessarily do a professional with the email. You can inbox me, DM me. That's how I get a lot of word of mouth clients, people sending me over to people that they know and saying, hey, I want to get a logo done. I just recently did some covers for like music videos and covers for albums that people put out. So I do all kinds of stuff, anything artistic. Sometimes if I haven't done it before, trust and believe I'll probably try to figure out how to do it for you so we can still do something because I know people want that type of style on the things that they're doing. So that makes me feel good knowing that they even reached out to me wanting something done. So contact me, DM me. However, I have all types of social media platforms, Facebook, I have TikTok, Twitter, Pinterest, like anything where I can display my work, it's on there.
Love it, love it, love it. Because there are going to be people who didn't get to watch this now that will be able to watch it later. And I want them
Right.
to where to be able to find you at and, you know, how they can reach out to you. Are there any like art shows or anything coming up that you have going on that you'll be featured in or anything where we can see you outside or anything like that?
Because I have so much going on this past month, I've been taking a break. Like I said, I do have pieces to view in Sugar Hill. If anybody wants to go there, there are other excellent artists that are featured there as well. But as far as like events outside, not yet. And I should take advantage of that before it gets a little chilly. But of course, I promote and market my own stuff. So trust and believe if there's a show that somebody reaches out to me about, I'm probably going to promote it for all the days up until that actual show begins. So just keep y'all posted. Just check out my page, and more than likely, I'll have something coming up soon.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it, Queen. Well, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining here tonight. And again, we appreciate you. We appreciate you for coming on. If you guys enjoyed Kim tonight, drop some fire for her before we get out of here. And Kim, as we ended out, say some things to the people. Get the people a good word before we go.
Listen, because like I've been battling it, like I said, we were talking about, you know, dealing with people and things like that, but never allow anybody to hinder what God has for you. God gave you a gift to show the world. God gave you a gift that he wants you to really be abundant with. There's nothing wrong with being rich. There's nothing wrong with being wealthy. It's what you do with that money and how you help the people around you that's working with you and that's been rocking with you the whole time that you've been going towards those goals. So know in your heart who you are first, love and believe in yourself, and knowing that there's nothing that anybody can tell you that you're incapable of doing. I know I have a gift. I know that I can take this gift as far as I can see it. And I'm going to continue to work on my gift until God calls me home and say, hey, your work is done. And I will never allow anybody to put me in a position to make me feel like I should stop or just give up. I'm not giving up. And that's it. Never give up. Keep following your dreams. Know who you are. Know your worth. And keep it moving.
Shout out to Uni, the guy. He's real life supporting you. He said since we go together real bad.
Yeah, he's trying to show out right now. He's trying to show out right now. That's my little boo right there. That's my boo.
We go together real bad.
Doing too much.
Well, thank you again for coming on tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I'm so glad to be back every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Y'all know we will be here. So make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all come through, support, show some love. You just never know who we're going to have on next. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks again, Kim, for all your love and support and just being willing to show up tonight. We thank you so much, Queen.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. All right, you guys. I love you guys. Good night. We'll see you soon. See you next week.
Bye, y'all.